Words that are older than you think. OMG. The first citation of OMG in the Oxford English Dictionary appears in a 1917 letter from the British Admiral John Arbuthnot Fisher to Winston Churchill. He writes, "I hear that a new order of knighthood is on the tapis. O.M.G. Oh. My God. Shower it on the Admiralty." The fact that Fisher, who was 76 at the time, defines OMG in his letter suggests that he thought he might have coined the term. LOL. The acronym LOL existed long before chatrooms and text messaging. In the 1960s, this initialism emerged in the US to describe a little old lady. The Internet spurred term, which dates back to the late 80s, has no connection to petite elderly women. When people first evoked the laugh-out-loud sense of LOL, they likely were laughing and wanted to express it. However, over the last several years, LOL has evolved. Now, it can be used as a marker of empathy, even when nothing guffaw-worthy has occurred. Babe. Men have been calling women babes, a girl or women, especially an attractive one, for at least 100 years. And the endearment baby, used in a romantic sense, dates much earlier to a British novel from the late 1600s. Yes, there's something to be said for infantilizing women as cute and diminutive. But, at some point in the 20th century, babe and baby lost the female focus. Now men are babes and babies just as much as women are. Equality. X Factor. The TV show didn't invent the phrase, of course, but what you might not expect is how long people have been talking about the X Factor, an indefinable but important element. It's found as far back as 1930, appearing in the New York Times. Email. Can email really date to 1594? Well, it depends what you mean by email. The term for messages sent via the Internet, or a system for sending these messages, comes from the late 1970s. It is the obsolete email meaning enamel that is found as far back as 1594. From the, still current, French word email, enamel. Celebrity. The word celebrity was actually around several centuries ago, meaning a ceremony, or the observance of a ceremony, but in its most common current sense, a famous or talked about person. It's still not very new. People have been called celebrities since the mid-19th century. Text. Before your hackles rise, it's worth knowing that text, as a verb, is the oldest of the 5 words in this article dating to 1564. True, that sense made no mention of the mobile phone, unsurprisingly, meaning instead to cite texts, but another 16th century sense describes a situation familiar to anybody who has tried to convey shouting in a text message, or accidentally hit caps lock on their keyboard, to inscribe, write or print in capital or large letters. Unfriend. As was recently explored on Oxford Words, the influence of Facebook on language is quite widespread. The verb unfriend, though it has gained widespread currency as the ultimate act of social severance in social media, dates back to 1659, according to current OED findings. It existed even earlier as a noun as far back as 1275. The nominal sense has yet to have a 21st century renaissance, but was briefly revived in the 19th century by the Scottish novelist Walter Scott. Hip-hop. The modern sense of hip-hop, a noun and adjective denoting a style of popular music of U.S. Black and Hispanic origin, is currently dated to 1981 in the OED, but it was preceded by over 300 years by an adverbial use meaning with hopping movement. At the moment, the second Duke of Buckingham is recorded as having written the earliest instance of hip-hop, in a play called The Rehearsal, which, to my mind, makes him something of a hip-hop icon. Computer. Computer may seem like a 20th century coinage, but the word goes back over 400 years. True, computer referring to the electronic device, or system of devices, which is used to store, manipulate, and communicate information isn't found until the 1940s, but computer as a machine for performing calculations dates to 1869, according to current OED research. Punk. The word punk first entered the mainstream thanks to the punk rock music scene in the 1970s, and the term, referring to this sort of music and its concomitant subculture, is, indeed, first found in 1970. Punk had already had a long and varied history, though. It is first found in the 16th century, designating a prostitute. After this, it had various different sexual connotations, from a young man kept as a sexual partner by an older one to a young male companion of a tramp. Later still it was used of a person of no account, a coward, and an amateur, before being reclaimed and celebrated by rebellious 1970s music fans.